Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And for a few minutes, I want to talk a little bit about the Tennessee Titans. Now, as you all know, the Saints will be taking on the Tennessee Titans in Week 16. And it's a real huge game for the New Orleans Saints, but it's also a really huge game for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, they're fighting for their playoff life right now. They're neck and neck with the Pittsburgh Steelers for that last spot, that sixth seed in the AFC playoff picture. So they got a lot to play for. We really don't hear that much about the Tennessee Titans. I mean, unless you're a fan. Like, a lot of people don't really talk about them as much, but they really have a good football team. Their coach, Mike Vrabel, is a really good football coach, good defensive-minded coach. And they got a lot of guys out there that have a lot of hustle. They're pretty much a throwback football team. You know, if you like running, 3 yards in a cloud of dust and playing some suitable defense, then the Tennessee Titans are the team for you. I watched them last week against the Houston Texans, and I must say I was really impressed at some of the talent that they have on their team. Of course, we know that they have people like Derrick Henry, the running back, the guy that everybody talks about, smash mouth, one cut running back, when he downhill, he tough to tackle. Last week, he was kind of put in check, but they also have a scat back, Dion Lewis, the former New England Patriot, out of the backfield that can catch the ball, make people miss. And they got some really good wide receivers, man. They got A.J. Brown, the young man out of Ole Miss. And then they also have Corey Smith, a guy who was struggling earlier in his career, but he seems to be coming on just fine. The tight end position. I want you all to pay attention to this guy named Jonnu Smith. If you don't know who this is, man, go watch what he did last week. They lined him up in the backfield as a running back, and this guy carried the ball like 60 plus yards. And I mean, when this guy started running, you wouldn't even think he a tight end. I mean, he was running like he was a running back. I mean, he was running past safeties and cornerbacks and stuff. So a lot of talent out here on the Tennessee Titans team. They got a good defense. They got like people like Cameron Wake. They got people like Ryan Casey. They got a lot of good guys. Secondary, Tremaine Brock, Adoree Jackson, former Saint Kenny Vaccaro. The Saints are really going to have to buckle down. They're going to have to stop the run first and foremost. They're going to have to stop the run. Make sure that Derrick Henry is not running wild. Normally they try to give him between like 20 to 25 carries a game. You got to stop the run. And you also got to put it in the hands of Ryan Tannehill. Now, I understand that Ryan Tannehill, since he has been a starter for the Tennessee Titans, is almost like a resurrection of his career. He's 5-1. He lost his first game last week, and he's been playing really, really well. But I would rather put the ball in the hands of Ryan Tannehill than and get him to beat me instead of just getting Derrick Henry to beat me. Put it in the hands of Ryan Tannehill, a guy who has struggled throughout his career. To make that crucial pass in a crucial part of the game, a guy that struggles with accuracy and a guy that doesn't make good decisions at times. So if you put it in his hands instead of Derrick Henry, I think the Saints should be okay in this game. As far as the secondary is concerned, I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions from this team. I mean, I know they got Rashad Matthews as a linebacker. I mean, he's a guy that can make good and surefire tackles, and he can also, he's pretty good in coverage as well, guarding the running back. But when you have people like Tremaine Brock, who only been with the team probably about 3 weeks now, he's still getting acclimated. Adoree Jackson, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to try to play. This is a big game, but he's been struggling with injuries. You don't have Malcolm Butler. He's out on IR with a shoulder injury. So the Saints can take advantage of this. I know they're going to probably try to double cover Michael Thomas, but I really like what I've been seeing out of Tre'Quan Smith as of late. I mean, he really been coming on. He had touchdowns in 2 consecutive weeks. I mean, if you've been following the Saints, that's some big stuff right there. Seems like the confidence level of Tre'Quan Smith has elevated since he caught that pass for the San Francisco 49ers. And that's what you need, man. You need guys that are confident. And also, I think there's some holes when it comes to the safety position. I mean, we all watched Kenny Vaccaro for years. when he was drafted by the Saints back in 2012. A good tackler, a good guy that come off the blitz, but we all know that he's struggling coverage. And I think that the Saints are probably going to pick on that matchup, him going up against Jared Cook. Jared Cook has been playing awesome as of late. Me personally, I feel like the Saints kind of tapered him back just a tad bit last week because, he was coming back off concussion protocol. But I think they're going to unleash him in his game. I think he's probably going to have one of his biggest games he had all season long. I'm talking about something that probably would have exceeded the San Francisco 49ers game. Their safeties are really good. They're hard hitting. Barner is a really good safety, but you can beat these guys. You can beat these guys in coverage, and, you can win that matchup. But that's the Tennessee Titans. Once again, they're a good football team. The Saints really got to take these guys serious. They're not going to lay down for them. They're a really good second half team. First half, they kind of struggle, and then they make those adjustments, and they come back out like they hell on fire. And not to mention, they playing at home for the second week in a row, so they lost last week. So for a fact they're going to try to give it everything that they have to try to beat the New Orleans Saints to try to stay in playoff contention. But I would like to hear from you. What do you think about the Tennessee Titans, New Orleans Saints game? What do you think about the Tennessee Titans team, or do you know anything about them? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been a State of the Saints podcast. And before I go, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. We now have 3,000 subscribers here on the State of the Saints podcast. And I could not have done that without you all's love and your support, sharing the videos, liking the videos. I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so much for everything that you all do, and all the support that you show. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. YouTube.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast, and on Facebook, State of the Saints Podcast. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?